A very good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha Television. It is the start of a brand new week, and in the next 30 minutes I'll be getting you the biggest news stories that have happened in the last 24 hours as well as what to expect in the day ahead. Let us start with the headlines. Sasikala all set to take charge as the next Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, elected AIADMK legislator party leader after O Pannerselvam resigns, citing personal reasons. Election battles peaks in Uttar Pradesh. Prime Minister says SP Congress alliance out of fear of washout. Akhilesh, Rahul hit back, say youth frustrated with unfulfilled promises. Afghanistan avalanches claim more than 100 lives. Death toll could rise as some areas are inaccessible to rescue workers. US President's confrontation with the courts continues. Donald Trump warns that the judiciary would place America in peril if efforts to implement travel ban were suspended. Our big focus this morning, well, the stage is all set for Sasikala to take over as the next Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. On a day of fast-paced developments, O Pannerselvam resigned from the post, citing personal reasons on Sunday. Well, AIADMK MLAs also met and elected Sasikala as the legislature party leader. Well, her name was proposed by O Pannerselvam at the MLAs meeting. Now, Sasikala is expected to be sworn in on Tuesday. She now continues the AIADMK tradition, wherein the party chief also holds the post of the Chief Minister. Remember, she was elected a party General Secretary in December last year. Well, O Pannerselvam in his resignation letter thanked the Prime Minister and the Governor for their support and cooperation. While the AIADMK cadres are celebrating the elevation, the opposition has said that Sasikala's elevation is against the wishes of late J. Jayalalitha and the people of the state.
No different voices. Everybody stood together. Everybody stood together, and all of us want Chinamma to become the Chief Minister. She will go the same way. She will conduct the same way what Amma did. So everything will be according to Amma's guidance.
Mrs. Sasikala becoming the Chief Minister of the state of Tamil Nadu, I think it is a very, very sad day for democracy in the state of Tamil Nadu. Nobody expected this will happen. The whole blame and the entire responsibility for this total shock, utter shock and sadness and betrayal of the intentions of the people, votes of the people of the state of Tamil Nadu should be on the shoulders and heads of all the ADMK legislators who elected Sasikala.
The Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, present Chief Minister, very well, Mr. Pannerselvam, himself proposed the Sasikala's candidature for the CM post. So, seconded by all MLAs and ministers. So, it is their choice, their selection. So, we can't say anything about that.
And now a special segment on Assembly poll-bound states. Well, with only 4 days to go before the first phase of elections in Uttar Pradesh, Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched a scathing attack on the ruling Samajwadi Party at a rally in Aligarh on Sunday. He accused the UP government of doing nothing for the development of the state. He said that the government was not able to curb corruption, casteism and nepotism. Taking a dig at the SP Congress poll alliance, Modi said that Akhilesh Yadav is grabbing whatever support he gets as he fears being washed out. He coined a new term for his opponents in Uttar Pradesh, saying that the people must rid the state of a scam that stands for Samajwadi, Congress, Akhilesh and Mayawati.
ये इसलिए इकट्ठे आए हैं कि अगर अलग-अलग रहे और मोदी का राज्यसभा में भी बहुमत हो गया तो मोदी ऐसे कानून बनाएगा कि चोर लुटेरों के लिए कोई जगह नहीं बचेगी, इसका डर है। उत्तर प्रदेश को स्कैम से मुक्त करना है। उत्तर प्रदेश से स्कैम नहीं चाहिए, उत्तर प्रदेश को कमल चाहिए, उत्तर प्रदेश को उज्जवल भविष्य चाहिए, उत्तर प्रदेश के नौजवान को रोजगार चाहिए।
Meanwhile, alliance partners in Uttar Pradesh, Rahul Gandhi and Akhilesh Yadav participated in their third joint rally in Kanpur on Sunday. While hitting back at the Prime Minister over his scam remark, SP Chief Akhilesh Yadav said that acronyms stood for Save the Country from Amit Shah and Modi. While attacking the Prime Minister over note ban, Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi said that demonetization has hurt the poor the most. Rahul also said that the Prime Minister is afraid of the youth as his promise of giving jobs to them has yielded no result.
मोदी जी कोई भी लेवल की बात करें, जैसे बिहार के चुनाव के बाद नरेंद्र मोदी जी के मुंह से बिहार शब्द नहीं निकला, वैसे यूपी के चुनाव के बाद नरेंद्र मोदी जी के मुंह से यूपी शब्द नहीं निकलेगा।
हमें भी स्कैम देश से हटाना है, हमारा भी स्कैम है, देश से हटाना है। और हमारे स्कैम की परिभाषा जानते होंगे आप। इस देश को बचाना है दो लोगों से, ये नाम अपने आप ले दिया इन्होंने। हमें भी बचाना है, सेव द कंट्री फ्रॉम अमित शाह एंड मोदी, ये हमारा भी स्कैम का नाम है।
Now, staying with the Samajwadi Party camp, and the spokesperson of the party, Gaurav Bhatia, has quit from all the party posts, including that of the National President SP Legal Wing. While he said that it was not an easy decision to quit, he had consulted several party leaders and also his well-wishers before taking the decision. While he did not specify any reason, Bhatia said that he was quitting over alleged compromise by the Samajwadi Party on its principles.
ये ऐसा निर्णय है जो कतई आसान तो नहीं है, लेकिन बहुत सोच समझ के ये निर्णय मैंने लिया है। अपने शुभचिंतकों से बात करके, अधिवक्ता भाइयों से बात करके, जो प्रदेश भर से आए थे, ये निर्णय मैंने लिया है। और ये जरूर कहूंगा कि सिद्धांतों से समझौता करके अगर कार्य करना पड़े तो व्यक्ति को कार्य नहीं करना चाहिए, चाहे पद रहे या ना रहे।
News from Uttarakhand now, and Congress on Sunday released its manifesto for the party state assembly elections. Well, the manifesto focuses on stopping migration from hills, disaster management, infrastructure development and economic empowerment of women. The manifesto also focuses on agriculture by setting a target of making at least 30% of unirrigated land partially or fully irrigated over the next 5 years. Well, the manifesto also promises the creation of new districts, development of infrastructure, boosting connectivity and building a modern Uttarakhand. While releasing the manifesto, Chief Minister Harish Rawat said that employment opportunities will be generated in remote hill areas through skill development of local youth. Now, 70-member Uttarakhand Assembly, remember, will go to polls in a single phase on 15th of February. And a look at the other election-related developments in Election Wrap. BJP party President Amit Shah attacked the UP government at an election rally in Noida. He alleged that there is Gunda Raj and Jungle Raj in the state, as corruption-ridden Congress has joined hands with the ruling party. Referring to Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav and Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi, he said that voters will give a befitting reply to both the Yuvrats. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address 4 rallies in Uttarakhand starting 10th of February to drum up support for BJP for the 15th of February assembly elections in the state. He will begin campaigning in Haridwar on 10th of February, followed by rallies in Pithoragarh, Srinagar and Rudrapur. Senior Congress leader Ghulam Nabi Azad has said that an alliance of BSP, Congress and Samajwadi Party would have wiped out BJP from Uttar Pradesh. Azad was addressing an election rally in UP's Kaila Bhata on Sunday. He also attacked the centre over demonetization. And in Breakfast News, we'll take a very short break. We'll be back with more news. Welcome back after the break. Now, Union Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad has said that the centre is likely to take a major step on banning triple talaq after the ongoing assembly polls. He also dared the Samajwadi Party, the Congress and BSP in Uttar Pradesh to clarify their position on the issue. The Law Minister said that the practice is not related to religion but involves respect and dignity of women. He said that the government respects faith and worship, but it cannot allow social evils to coexist. Ravi Shankar Prasad further said that the non-BJP parties in UP were silent on the issue due to vote bank politics. He said that the BSP should rise above caste politics and respect women. Well, the BJP in its manifesto has promised that if it comes to power in Uttar Pradesh, its government will take the Muslim women's opinion on the issue and also present it before the Supreme Court. And a Human Resource Development Ministry will set up a new department, the National Testing Agency or the NTA, to conduct examinations for higher and secondary education. Well, the decision has been taken keeping in view that the CBSE has been conducting examinations in which around 1 million students appear every month, which is a very large number. Well, HRD Minister Prakash Javadekar has said that the main purpose of setting up the agency is to bring reforms in the education system. But Javadekar also added that examinations like IIT, NIT and the university exams will be conducted now by the NTA. Later, the secondary school examinations will also be handed over to NTA. And the Uttar Pradesh STF on Sunday shared data with the Income Tax Department and Enforcement Directorate in connection with the alleged 3,700 crore rupees Onlineponzi scam. Well, complaints has crossed 4,500 on the email ID of UP Police's STF, which has now arrested 3 persons so far in connection with the online fraud scam. While the ED has also registered a money laundering case and has raided multiple locations in Noida, Ghaziabad as well as Kanpur. Well, the Directorate has recovered many documents which are likely to be useful in the recovery of cheated funds and properties. UP STF has also got information that in several parts of the country, FIRs are being filed against the company. Well, the UP STF arrested the owner of the company, Anubhav Mittal, its CEO and its technical head on 2nd of February. News from up north, and the Srinagar-Jammu National Highway remained closed for traffic for the 3rd consecutive day on Sunday following landslides triggered by heavy rainfall. Well, thousands of commuters were stuck as restoration work was underway. Vehicles stranded along the highway would only be allowed to proceed further once the debris was cleared. Now, with the higher reaches receiving fresh snow, an avalanche alert of medium danger has been issued in several parts of Jammu and Kashmir. The blockade has also affected normal life as prices of essential commodities have spiked up.
The landslides have occurred at Khairi and Mode. The reason is obviously the weather. Heavy rainfalls, overnight rains have actually caused a lot of landsliding in different areas.
News from the northeast now, and there was relaxation in the ongoing bandh in Nagaland by various tribal organizations on Sunday. Well, the organizations are protesting against the state government for going ahead with the urban local body polls with 33% seats reserved for women. The leaders of the protesting groups have said that the relaxation is only for one day and it will continue against the functioning of the state government offices and vehicles until the Chief Minister and his cabinet colleagues quit. Now, private activities including businesses, educational institutions, banks and movement of pedestrians have been exempted from the bandh. The prohibitory order imposed in some areas of Kohima was still in force even though no untoward incident was reported in the state. Well, in the wake of the bandh, the state cabinet has now decided to submit a memorandum to the Prime Minister to issue an ordinance to exempt the state from the provisions of the constitution related to municipalities and ULBs as well as their composition. Well, cabinet in an emergency meeting attended by special invitees comprising of legislators from all tribes also took the decision to submit the memorandum to the Prime Minister. And right now we'll take another short break. We'll be back with all the international and sports news. Well, thanks for staying with us. Well, more than 100 people have been killed in a series of avalanches triggered by days of heavy snowfall around Afghanistan. Now, worst hit has been the remote Nuristan province, where 50 casualties were reported. Well, the avalanches struck after 3 days of heavy snow, which has destroyed scores of homes as well as blocked roads, mainly in central and northeastern provinces. Well, 2 entire villages in Bargmatal district were buried in snow. And unusually, snow even fell in the southern province of Kandahar. Well, bad weather and deep snow is hampering efforts of rescue workers to reach the isolated villages, raising fears that the death toll could rise sharply. Well, the Afghan government declared Sunday a normal working day in Afghanistan to be a public holiday. Well, neighboring Pakistan was also hit by severe weather, with at least 13 people killed in the northwest by avalanches or heavy rain. And hundreds of thousands of people took to the streets of Romania for a 6th day in a row on Sunday, despite the government revoking a controversial decree that would have protected politicians from prosecution. Well, even as the government repealed the decree, protesters remain unsatisfied and are calling the left-wing government to resign. Well, they expressed concerns that the new legislation promised by the Prime Minister when he abolished the decree might contain some of the same elements in a different form. Well, the decree would have decriminalized offences involving sums of less than 44,000 euros. Well, one immediate beneficiary would have been the leader of the Social Democratic Party, Liuvu Dragnea, who faces charges of defrauding the state. While critics call it an attempt by the government to let off many of its own officials caught in an anti-corruption drive, but the government argued that the changes were needed to reduce prison overcrowding and align certain laws with the constitution.
The problem is, in this moment, is the credibility and the legitimacy of government. This government is not credible for the moment because they proposed this extraordinary ordinance. So I believe the movement continues.
This is not only a manifestation against a law, against the government. This is a revolution against entire political class. We want resignation of government, resignation of parliament, a new election. This is the message of this revolution.
And big story coming in from the United States, where the President Donald Trump is on course for a historic confrontation with the country's judiciary. While on Sunday, Donald Trump ramped up his criticism of Senate Judge James Robart, who blocked the ban on people from 7 mainly Muslim countries entering the country. Well, Donald Trump said that he had instructed U.S. border officials to check people entering America very carefully, and said that the courts should take the blame if something happened. Well, this comes after the Federal Appeals Court on Saturday rejected the Trump administration's request to reinstate the ban. Hence, Trump's directive will remain suspended, and visa holders from Iraq, Syria, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan and Yemen will be allowed to enter the United States until the full case has been heard. Well, the U.S. states challenging the ban have been given a deadline of Monday to present more arguments. Well, Vice President Mike Pence defended Trump, saying that his actions are on solid constitutional and legal grounds.
I mean, the American people know that the threats that we face are real, and they elected President Donald Trump for many reasons, but one of them was for us to rethink our immigration policies relative to ensuring that people who represent a threat to our families and communities don't come into this country. We'll continue to press that, and we remain very confident that the president's actions are on solid constitutional and legal grounds.
And what else is making news across the world? Let's take a look in World Wrap. Turkey's anti-terrorism police have detained over 440 people for alleged links to the Islamic State group. Well, the news agency said that 60 IS suspects, the vast majority of them foreigners, were taken into custody early Sunday in the capital, Ankara. Security forces also apprehended 9 suspects who were allegedly preparing an attack in the northwestern city of Izmir. At least 18 people were killed and 2 others injured in a fire incident at a foot massage parlor in East China's Zhejiang province. The fire broke out at around 5:26 p.m. local time at the parlor in Tiarin country. Now, people were seen jumping out of the windows. 8 people were found dead in the fire, while another 10 died in hospital after medical efforts failed. French investigators have begun questioning a suspect in the attack on soldiers at the Louvre Museum in Paris. Reports, however, say that the man has refused to speak. The suspect, believed to be an Egyptian national, was shot in the stomach and seriously wounded after lunging at the soldiers with 2 machetes on Friday. The suspect has been held at the Paris hospital since the attack. On to sports news now. India sailed an emphatic 4-1 victory over New Zealand in the Davis Cup Asia Oceania Group 1 tie in Pune. Well, Ramkumar Ramanathan was fluent in his win over Finn Tierney, while Yuki Bhamri struggled past Jose Stantham. Now, Ramkumar sealed the tie for the hosts by thumping Tierney 7-5, 6-1, 6-0 in 2 hours in the 4th rubber, before Yugi also won the dead 5th rubber against Statham 7-5, 3-6, 6-4 in 1 hour and 55 minutes. India now plays second round tie at home in April against Uzbekistan, who got past South Korea's in their first round away. The resounding victory for India also signalled the end of Anand Amritraj's 3-year reign as the team captain, as he will now be replaced by Mahesh Bhupati for the second round tie against Uzbekistan. Well, that's it from me and my team in this edition of news. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.